Watch ABC 6 News first at 4th immediately after Hot Bench.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. I'm Taryn Azak. It's Memorial Day, Monday, May 29th. We start with breaking news overnight at 6 o'clock. Lincoln firefighters responded to a home on Great Road to find flames shooting from the roof. Now, the fire started just after 2 this morning. Fire officials tell us the home is a total loss. Thankfully, nobody was inside when the fire started. Crews are still working on scene, and the state fire marshal will investigate the cause. We'll bring you updates as we get them here on air and on ABC6.com. Let's check in with the weather now with ABC6 meteorologist Skyler Spindler. She's here with your 6 o'clock forecast. Hey, Skyler.
Good morning. So here's what we're looking at for today. We're going to be sunny and breezy around the area, lower 70s for eastern Mass and Rhode Island, but we do have a warming trend that's going to be moving in later on this week. So right now in Providence, it's 62 degrees, winds are out of the northeast at about 18 miles an hour. And here's a look at some of those temperatures around the area as you're waking up at 64 in Norwood, 63 in Boston. And as we look along the South Shore, 62 in Plymouth, and then over in Falmouth, 55 degrees, 64 in Chatham right now if you are along the Cape area. So here's what's going to be happening for today. We do have a backdoor cold front that's going to be moving through our area here shortly. So we should be starting to see that moving through right about now. It'll make its way through in the next couple of hours. That's going to keep our temperatures slightly cooler today than what we saw yesterday. So we'll still have some sunshine around, but we'll see those temperatures in those mid to upper 60s, a few of us reaching 70 degrees, but winds will be out of the northeast at about 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. But I have more details in your forecast in just a moment.
All right, Skyler, thank you. We'll see you in just a bit. Now to today's other headlines. Some 50 people are without a home after a fire in Johnston. It happened yesterday afternoon at the Simmons Village Apartments on Simmonsville Ave. The fire department says the Red Cross was called to help the 45 to 50 residents displaced. It started around 3 o'clock and, as you can see, quickly enveloped part of that apartment complex. Now, firefighters had to help people evacuate because the elevators weren't working. The apartments are for the elderly and disabled, and we spoke to some residents who had to leave the third floor.
Oh, we were watching television and brown smoke was going by, and he said, "Look at the clouds."
Yeah, I said, "Look at the clouds," and it started smoking right away.
I said, "No, that's smoke." So we jumped up, grabbed the cat bed and put him in there, and we went out the hall, banged on Kathy's door. She lives across the hall from me. Bang, bang, bang. She said it might only be a drill, and I'm like, "We're
That's all
going."
it ever is. She said, "No, if it wasn't for Nancy, I don't think I'd be here."
Oh, not me. I wouldn't leave without you. I wouldn't leave without you. And we're long, 70s and 80s, so this is a big day for us. We're shaking all over.
4 people went to the hospital with minor injuries after the fire. One of them was a firefighter, and the state fire marshal was on scene investigating the cause. In a chaotic scene for first responders at Revere Beach north of Boston last night, there were 2 shootings there. Now, the first happened just after 7. That's about 2 blocks from the beach. A 17-year-old girl was shot and taken to Mass General, but is expected to be okay. And police say there was a large fight and then shots were fired into a group of people. So it's possible she wasn't targeted. Then just after 8 o'clock, another shooting injured 2 more people. A 51-year-old woman and 17-year-old boy were shot. Both are also expected to be okay, and police continue to investigate. New Bedford remembered its veterans on Sunday with a special ceremony. The city's American Legion commemorated the service and sacrifice of Vietnam veterans. The ceremony at City Hall included a reading of the honor roll, a reading of the Gettysburg Address, and playing taps.
And there was no group who knew that better than those who served in the Vietnam War. Those individuals, many of whom come from our city, served in places like Quezon and Hue and the Ai Drang Valley and so many other places, so many previously unknown places to Americans, in order to protect us, in order to protect not only those who lived then, but those of us who came after, the future generations.
New Bedford's annual Memorial Day Parade steps off at 11:30 this morning. It starts at the intersection of Hathaway Boulevard and Parker Street, and the city is inviting family and friends of veterans who have passed to bring a flower to the service, which they can then place at the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. And we also spoke to Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed, an Army vet and the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, about what this day means to him.
Well, this holiday is about those who served but never returned. Those young men and women who gave their lives so that we can enjoy the benefits of freedom, the rights that we hold and cherish. And it's also for their families, because no soldier, sailor, Marine, airman, guardian serves alone. The family serves with them. So we stop for a moment and we understand the incredible cost that has been paid by others for our freedom, our success, and our opportunity.
Senator Reed encouraged families to visit one of the many Memorial Day ceremonies around the state today. And in Newport, the Boots on the Ground for Heroes Memorial that remains open to the public. This memorial at Fort Adams State Park has more than 7,000 boots filled with flags and name placards. They represent the lives of U.S. service members killed in action after 9/11 in the global war on terror. Let's check back in with the weather. Here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skyler Spindler. She has your forecast on the 6th.
If you're waking up this morning, it's a little warm outside, which is kind of nice. We were very nice and warm yesterday. We're starting out warm this morning. We got a lot of those 60s around the area, 64 in Norwood, 62 in Providence, 63 in Smithfield, along the coastline area, 60 in Newport, and we're looking at 55 in Falmouth. But we have a cold front that's going to start to move through. So right now, Newport showing 60 degrees with winds out of the northeast at 13 miles an hour, and that's just showing that front starting to move through the area. So here's that front. It's going to be making its way through our area right now. So this will be the next couple hours. It'll work its way in, and that's going to keep us cooler for the day. So expect those temperatures to be about 10 to even 20 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday. So we're going to be looking at those 60s closer to the Cape and the coastline, and we'll be in the 70s as we head much further inland. But we do have a lot of sunshine today. It'll be breezy, northeast winds 5 to 15 miles an hour, and they'll be gusting up to 20 miles an hour. So we will be slightly cooler for today. So allergies, well, we're still about the medium high range for today. Tomorrow we back off a bit, and then for Wednesday we're backing down a little bit as well, but Thursday we start to rise back up. By the time we get into Friday, though, it should be a little bit better just because we do have that rain moving in. So for the coastal forecast, maybe you took the rest of the week off. Not too bad. We got some low 60s for today, 66 for Wednesday, and then moving into Thursday, we'll be in the 70s along the coastline. Water temp is warming up, so expect this temperature to be rising a bit since we've had some of those warmer days. But I'm going to have more details on your full forecast and that rain that is moving into the area here in just a few moments.
Let's take you outside to Thurbers Ave at 6:08 with our ABC 6 Skycam. Looking nice out there. All right, let's head over to travel times for you. If you're traveling 114 northbound Whitechurch to 195, it's about 9 minutes. 95 northbound Route 4 to Thurbers Ave, about 10. And Route 1 northbound Kingstown Road to the Route 4 split, about 7 minutes. Now to an ABC 6 News follow-up. A GoFundMe page is now set up to help the family of TJ May. He was one of the victims shot and killed in Johnston last week. Now the page has now raised more than $54,000. Police say May was killed by his neighbor in a dispute, and his 15-year-old daughter was also shot but survived. The suspect was shot and killed by police off 295 in Cranston. It's 6:09, still to come on Good Morning Providence. An apartment building in Iowa partly collapsed, and now a rescue operation continues there this morning. What authorities believe caused it. Plus, a Florida woman charged with a DUI after plowing her car into a Venice Green Canal and almost hitting a child. What police are saying about how it all happened. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6. We thank you for starting your Monday with us. We'll be right back.
This week, stop and shop for great deals. 80% lean ground beef or I-round roast are $2.99 per pound with a digital coupon. Coca-Cola mini cans 10-pack or buy 2 get 1 free. Plus, now get locked-in savings for weeks. Look for our new deal lock tags throughout the store. Stop and shop. Feed the moment.
At Affordable Dentures and Implants, we believe in the healing power of a new smile, the way it makes you look and feel, the way a smile lights up a room, so people can see the best version of you. Which is why we make new smiles affordable for everyone, so you don't need to wait another day to get your smile back. Scan the QR code to learn more, or visit affordabledentures.com.
Go ahead and smile.
Only through Monday, get up to 35% off everything at Raymore & Flanigan's Memorial Day Weekend Super Sale. We've added new sale items for this weekend only, giving you even deeper savings. The perfect pieces for your living room, bedroom, dining room, and patio are up to 35% off. And save on top mattress brands and sleep better tomorrow night. Or pay later with financing with no interest for 72 months. Save up to 35% store-wide this long weekend only at Raymore & Flanigan.
When you use the finest quality materials, beautiful takes on a whole new meaning. Outdoor Living Materials is proud to provide its customers with the very best by carrying Keystone Hardscapes. Keystone Hardscapes is the premier hardscape solution for pavers, walls, and more. If you've dreamed of a breathtaking landscaped backyard that will continue to look beautiful year after year, rely on Keystone's trusted wall solutions, patio stones, and outdoor living elements to make your dream a reality.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Things are heating up. Good thing this Rogue has the most standard safety features in its class. Our competitors can't say that.
Get a low $299 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Hurry. These epic offers won't last forever.
It's Stop & Shop's 4-day sale. Stop & Shop pork spare ribs are $1.77 per pound. Lay's potato chips, Lay's kettle chips, or rolled gold pretzels are $1.97 when you buy 4 with a digital coupon. And sweet corn is 10 for $2. Now through Monday. Stop & Shop. Feed the moment.
Here's a live look at our preserve camera out in Richmond this morning. Beautiful look at the Memorial Day sunrise out there. And now it's 6:12. Let's get to national headlines this morning. An apartment building partially collapsed in Davenport, Iowa. Now, residents say when it happened, it felt like an earthquake. So far, no reports of deaths, but multiple people are unaccounted for, and crews were working there through the night. There are concerns more of the building could come down. ABC's Derek Dennis has the details.
Frickin' building just collapsed.
This morning, a shocking scene in Davenport, Iowa. The middle of an apartment building collapsing floor by floor just before 5 p.m. Sunday with residents inside.
This floor has caved in and there's a subject trapped in apartment 510.
Multi-agencies responded with the sole purpose of finding people and getting them out of the building.
At least 6 stories of the 80-unit building caved in with some apartments completely destroyed.
Fire crews were able to rescue 7 individuals on their initial response and escort more than a dozen individuals out as they were self-evacuating from the building.
Authorities say crews found a natural gas leak and water leaking from the floors as emergency crews arrived.
There was a lot of screams, a lot of cries, a lot of people saying help.
The entire thing shook. I dropped everything I was doing.
When I checked out of my door and down the hall, I saw some apartments had water coming out from under their doors. There was a lot of dust and debris.
Neighbors had reported ongoing water damage problems, bricks falling from the facade, and a long list of needed repairs.
Currently, the building owner did have permits to make exterior wall repairs that was under direction of his hired engineer.
The collapse reminiscent of a 4-story garage that pancaked in New York City in April. 1 person killed. Maintenance issues blamed for that collapse. The lingering concern in Iowa, the stability of the remaining structure and the search for any trapped, injured, or dead in the collapse.
I'm hoping they bring my dog out and that she'll come back out to me. She's my world.
It's currently unclear what caused the collapse. The city says heavier equipment and more advanced rescue crews are being called in to go through the building. Derek Dennis, ABC News, New York.
And in Florida, a drive on Central Beach ends with a woman under arrest, and investigators say she had too much to drink before winding up in the water over the weekend near Daytona. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more.
Reckless driver on Smyrna Dunes.
A woman is charged with driving her vehicle up to 50 miles per hour on a Volusia County, Florida beach packed with holiday revelers, allegedly while under the influence. Police say she allegedly plowed her car into the water after almost hitting a child.
They kind of stopped us and they said that we almost hit a child. I didn't think that we did.
In the moments after, body camera footage shows deputies interviewing 26-year-old Sarah Ramsamy of Orlando, who appears to admit she was behind the wheel.
We were just trying to turn around. We didn't think that we could do a U-turn around here, so we were just trying to keep going.
Authorities say Ramsamy sped down the dog-friendly beach in close proximity to families, their children, and pets. Vehicles are allowed on some parts of the beach.
And why am I going to jail?
Right now, I think you're driving under the influence.
Okay.
She was taken into custody, and officials say she had a blood alcohol level of .153.
The suspect is out on bond. She's facing multiple charges, including DUI and reckless driving. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, New York.
Taking a look outside at 6:16 with our ABC 6 Sky Cam. Seeing the sun out there. How beautiful. Here's ABC 6 meteorologist Skyler Spindler with a check of your forecast.
It's a bit of a golden hour right now as we're looking across Providence this morning. Nice clear skies, pretty nice temperatures through the overnight. We're seeing 63 in Smithfield, 64 in Norwood. So we didn't get entirely too cold in the overnight. It's 60 degrees in Newport, and then along the Cape area, 55 in Falmouth, and all the way in Chatham, 64 degrees. So again, not so bad, but we have a cold front that's moving through. So here's a look at the northeast highs around the area. So you can see some of these nice 80-degree temperatures in Buffalo, 84. Bit of a cold spot here. That's rain cooled air. That's from that low pressure system that has been stuck off the Carolinas. But we start to head back into a warming trend later on this week, and we'll see some of these 80s get into our area. So for today, we do have this cold front that's going to be moving through the area this morning. So our temperature's not too bad, but we don't warm up a whole lot. So we'll see those 10 to 15 degree cooler temperatures today than what we saw yesterday. That cold front gets through the area. By the time we get into tomorrow, we do stay a little bit cooler again for tomorrow, but we start to warm up by Wednesday. So for today, those winds as this front's moving through, we're seeing about 15 and even up to 20 miles an hour for the wind speeds, and that's just going to be as this front moves through the area, and then once it kind of gets on past, it'll start to taper off and die down in the later on hours. So we're expecting those winds to be gusting up to 20 miles an hour. We'll keep the Cape and the coastline area in those lower 60s as you move a little bit further, and then we'll be in the 70s. So sunny and slightly cooler for today. And if you're in Newport, maybe you're heading out, a little sailing today, low tide at 9:11 a.m., high tide comes in at 4:24 p.m. Swells will be about 1 to 2 feet. Water temperature's a little bit warmer right now, 59 degrees. So allergies might still be bothering you today. We're running a little bit in that medium to high range. It's oak, birch, and grass right now. Tuesday, we taper off a bit, and Wednesday as well, but Thursday we kind of rise back up some. So we should be tapering off as we get into Friday, because we do also have some rain that's going to be moving through the area. So expect some scattered showers in the afternoon time on Friday. It's not going to be a rain out event. Just expect some of those spotty pop-up showers throughout the evening hours. So we'll be in the 70s today and tomorrow. We're back into the 80s by Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. A little bit cooler as we head into Saturday and Sunday, but overall we are sitting in those pretty, I would say, almost summer-like temperatures that's rolling into the area. What would you say about that?
Oh, very summer-like. For May, great. Heading into June, perfect.
Yeah, no, I think this is a good example of what's to come here.
Yeah.
You know, as we start to get into June now.
Summer's finally here. Can't wait. No more snow, no more jackets, no more rain. Just every day cold and gray. That was a mess.
Yes, no, today I didn't even do the jacket. So nice outside.
Absolutely, yeah. You don't really need the jacket. No.
Nice and calm, but now the winds are picking up, so. But it'll be fine because we're rebounding. We'll be back in the 80s by Wednesday. So like you were saying earlier, good golf weather.
Great golf weather. Great golf weather if you have to go with your, boyfriend or significant other to sit there at the golf course all day to watch them. Hey, it's perfect too. Shout out to my sister. She's a champ that does that. All right. It's 6:19 still to come on Good Morning Providence. Do or die. It's Game 7 tonight at the TD Garden as the Celtics look to make NBA history. An exciting time. The incredible streak they could snap with a win at home. Plus, a crash in the Indianapolis 500 sends a tire spinning over the grandstands. How fans reacted and what damage was left behind.
And now please welcome Anna Montoya.
Hello there, fellow students.
Whether it's enjoying your morning coffee or having friends over, some of the best memories are made outdoors. Enjoy it now and get up to 60 months no interest. Experience the outdoors at Jordan's.
At Cox Mobile, we know other mobile companies like you to stay put with one type of plan. But we know life can take you anywhere, which is why you get the freedom to choose a data plan that actually fits you and the ease of changing it up anytime. Choose between pay-as-you-gig or gig unlimited, all while running on the network with unbeatable 5G reliability. Flexibility feels good. Cox Mobile, we're different because you're different.
Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it, crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it with Maverick.
Cure it with Maverick. Maverick cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Maverick stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Maverick with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C, crush it with Maverick.
Conquer it.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Maverick.
Ask your doctor about Maverick. AbbVie could help you save.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin knocks out symptoms from over 200 allergens without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Live Claritin Clear.
With so much at stake, more Americans turn to ABC's World News Tonight with David Muir, America's #1 newscast across all of television.
And ABC 6 News with Tiffany Murphy and John DeLuca, Southern New England's trusted news team.
Watch ABC 6 News first at 4 immediately after Hot Bench.
6:22 now to the Celtics in the playoffs. The Celtics go for NBA history tonight. They're trying to become the first team in NBA history to win a series after going down 3-0. Teams that go up 3-0 in a best of 7 are 150-0 all time in that situation. Now, the Celtics are the first team to play Game 7 at home after going down 3-0 in a series. Of course, this all brings back memories of the Red Sox improbable comeback against the Yankees back in 2004 ALCS. Game 7, it's tonight at the Garden. It tips off at 8:30. And caught on camera, this year's Indianapolis 500 had some unexpected excitement near the end. A race car's tire went flying toward the crowd in a spectacular crash, and the winner of the race saw years of aggravation at the Brickyard come to an end. Here's ABC's Andrew Dimbert.
After a decade of frustration, it was Joseph Newgarden crossing the finish line at the Indianapolis 500.
Team Penske at the Indianapolis Motor Speedway, and Joseph Newgarden finally wins the Indianapolis 500.
Entering Sunday's race, Newgarden had been 0 for 11 in the greatest spectacle in racing.
The Indy 500 is the most difficult race in the world to win, and to finally be able to do it, this was my 12th attempt. It is not easy, nothing's given here, and I'm just so thankful for my team.
But the race not without some heart-stopping moments. A crash near the front of the pack began a terrifying collision near the grandstands.
Oh my God! Forex! Oh my God!
Kyle Kirkwood losing control with just 17 laps to go, spinning out, sending him airborne, smacking into the wall. Cameras showing his tire flying off, just missing seats filled with spectators. The tire then slamming into this white car in the parking lot. After the race, reporters posting images of the car's owner, Robin Matthews, after she was invited by the Indianapolis Motor Speedway president to take photos on the racetrack and even kiss the bricks. The Indianapolis Motor Speedway also providing her with a ride home. Luckily, no one was hurt from the crash. After crossing the checkered flag, Newgarden diving into the crowd of more than 300,000, climbing the fence, and as is tradition, doused himself in milk, the drink of champions, at the Indy 500.
I said if I'm winning this race, I am going in the crowd. And just to feel that energy was something I will never forget.
Andrew Dimbert, ABC News, New York.
6:25, here's ABC 60 meteorologist Skyler Spindler with your forecast.
You know, maybe you have something fun planned today and you don't have to go into work. So if you're maybe heading out along the Cape, we're going to see some of those 60s early this morning. So 10 a.m. That's because we have a front moving through. So we're looking at 63 degrees roughly along the Cape. There's some good golf courses out here as well by Plymouth. So, you know, as you're heading through the afternoon, we're going to see again some of those 60s. So you're pretty much going to level off in those low 60s today. But for everyone else, we warm up inland a bit, so we'll see those mid to upper 60s. A few of us hitting 70-degree temperatures, but sunny, slightly cooler today, looking at about 10 to 15 degrees cooler than what we saw yesterday. Winds are out of the northeast, 5 to 15 miles an hour, gusting up to 20 miles an hour, and those winds are moving in with the front. So that front is moving across our area, pretty much starting to move in right now over the next couple hours. So for tomorrow, we're going to be a little cool start, but then by the time we get into the afternoon, again, kind of what we're seeing today, just a little bit warmer for tomorrow than what we're seeing today, but kind of a repeat. But moving into Wednesday, we do warm back up into the 80s. So expect Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday to be in those mid 80s. Nice weather outlook as we start to head into the rest of the week.
6:26. Let's take a look outside at Route 146 over there in Attleboro. Let's take a look at some travel times for you. All right, if you're traveling 95 northbound, Attleboro to Canton, it's still about 16 minutes. And still to come on Good Morning Providence, flames shooting through the roof of a Lincoln home overnight, what firefighters are saying about the damage left behind. Plus, on this Memorial Day, we'll hear from local officials on why they believe Americans should take a moment to pause and reflect on its meaning. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6. We thank you so much for getting your week started with us. We'll be right back. Sit tight.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the Hyundai Elantra. Lease an Elantra for $219 a month, or get 0.9% APR for 36 months, or get $750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
We've got your back, road warriors. Because we know you're picking up the pace. Steering life at 10 and 2. You're hitting the road. And we're helping you get there with confidence. So skip the counter without missing a beat. Choose any car in the aisle and be the boss of you. Go national. Go like a pro.
We're kicking off Bob's Summer of Savings in all my stores coast to coast this Memorial Day weekend. Celebrating over 30 years of furniture fun in my now 165 stores across the United States. So come join the party, because I've got new collections you won't want to miss and treats for the whole fam. Plus, get Bob's discount on my highly rated furniture, mattresses, and more, with financing options to fit your budget. Get your home summer ready during Bob's Summer of Savings this Memorial Day weekend. I've saved you a seat at the party, and a sofa, and a bed, and a
Nurtec is the only medication that can treat and prevent my migraine attacks all in one.
Don't take if allergic to Nurtec. Allergic reactions can occur even days after using. Most common side effects were nausea, indigestion, and stomach pain. Talk to your doctor about Nurtec today.
Oh, everybody, let's eat naturally. Natural recipes, great taste is guaranteed.
Natural recipes. Beneful. Eat happy. Try new Incredibites. Just for small dogs.
It's finals time, where what happens next lives on forever, where history awaits. And seconds last for eternity. This time is for all time. And that's what makes it beautiful.
It's your journey. Own every mile in the all-electric Hyundai Ioniq 5, 2023 Motor Trend SUV of the Year. Lease an Ioniq 5 for $468 a month, including a total $7,500 EV lease reward, or get up to $4,750 bonus cash. Hurry in.
This is Southern New England's trusted news source, Good Morning Providence.
Welcome back to Good Morning Providence. I'm Tara Lemazak. We start with breaking news overnight. Lincoln firefighters responded to a home on Great Road to find flames shooting from the roof. Now, the fire started just after 2 this morning. Fire officials tell us the home is a total loss. Thankfully, nobody was inside when the fire started, and the state fire marshal will investigate the cause. We'll bring you updates as we get them here on air and on abc6.com. Let's turn to the weather now and check in with meteorologist Skyler Spindler. She's here with your forecast. Good morning, Skyler.
Good morning. Well, here's what we're expecting for today. It's going to be sunny and breezy because we have a cold front moving through. That's going to keep those temperatures a little bit cooler today than what we saw yesterday. So lower 70s, even some upper 60s for eastern Mass and Rhode Island, and then it warms as you head further inland. Warming trend does come back into play as we head into the middle of the week. So Providence is 62 degrees right now. Winds are out of the northeast at 18 miles an hour. So that tells me that front is really trying to work its way through the area right now. Here's a look at those temperatures around the area. It's 64 degrees in Norwood, 63 up in Boston, and then we have 63 in Smithfield, 55 down in Westerly. But we got some 60s along the Cape right now, so not too bad. So here's that front. So moving through the area, looks like it'll mostly be pushed through the area by 9-10 a.m. this morning, and that's going to just keep us a little bit cooler for the day. So we don't really warm up a whole lot from where we're sitting at right now. So we'll see some of those low to mid 60s along the Cape and coastline, and then we'll be a little bit warmer as you head further inland, keeping those sunny skies around with us for the day. And again, like I said, a little bit cooler. Winds northeast, we're going to say mostly about 15 miles an hour, but we could die down a bit at times. But gusts will be up to 20 miles an hour just as that front's trying to make its way through the area. I'm going to have more details on your forecast in just a moment.
At 6:31 now to today's other headlines. Some 50 people are without a home after a fire in Johnston. It happened yesterday afternoon at the Simmons Village Apartments on Simmonsville Ave. The fire department says the Red Cross was called to help the 45 to 50 residents displaced. Now, it started around 3 o'clock, and as you can see on your screens right now, quickly, it enveloped part of that apartment complex. Firefighters had to help people evacuate because the elevators, they weren't working. The apartments are for the elderly and disabled. We spoke to some residents who had to leave the third floor.
Oh, we were watching television and brown smoke was going by, and he said, "Look at the clouds."
I said, "Look at the clouds," and it started smoking right away.
I said, "No, that's smoke." So we jumped up, grabbed the cat bed and put him in there, and we went out the hall, banged on Kathy's door. She lives across the hall from me. Bang, bang, bang. She said it might only be a drill, and I'm like, "We're going."
It ever is. She said, no, if it wasn't for Nancy, I don't think I'd be here.
Oh, honey, I wouldn't leave without you. I wouldn't leave without you. And we're long, 70s and 80s, so this is a big day for us. We're shaking all over.
And 4 people went to the hospital with minor injuries after the fire. One of them was a firefighter, and the state fire marshal was on scene investigating the cause there. In a chaotic scene for first responders at Revere Beach, north of Boston last night, there were 2 shootings there. The first happened just after 7. Now that's about 2 blocks from the beach. A 17-year-old girl was shot and taken to Mass General, but is expected to be okay. And police say there was a large fight, and then shots were fired into a group of people. So it's possible she wasn't targeted. Then just after 8 o'clock, another shooting injured 2 more people. A 51-year-old woman and 17-year-old boy were shot as well. Both are also expected to be okay, thankfully. And police, they are continuing to investigate. New Bedford remembered its veterans on Sunday with a special ceremony. The city's American Legion commemorated the service and sacrifice of Vietnam veterans. The ceremony at City Hall included a reading of the honor roll, a reading of the Gettysburg Address, and playing taps.
And there was no group who knew that better than those who served in the Vietnam War. Those individuals, many of whom come from our city, served in places like Khe Sanh and Hue and the Ai Drang Valley and so many other places, so many previously unknown places to Americans, in order to protect us, in order to protect not only those who lived then, but those of us who came after, the future generations.
New Bedford's annual Memorial Day Parade steps off at 11:30 this morning. It starts at the intersection of Hathaway Boulevard and Parker Street. The city is inviting family and friends of veterans who have passed to bring a flower to the service, which they can then place at the Soldiers and Sailors Monument. And we also spoke to Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed, an Army vet and the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, about what Memorial Day means to him.
Well, this holiday is about those who served but never returned. Those young men and women who gave their lives so that we can enjoy the benefits of freedom, the rights that we hold and cherish. And it's also for their families, because no soldier, sailor, Marine, airman, guardian serves alone. The family serves with them. So we stop for a moment and we understand the incredible cost that has been paid by others for our freedom, our success, and our opportunity.
Senator Reed encouraged families to visit one of the many Memorial Day ceremonies around the state today. And in Newport, the Boots on the Ground for Heroes Memorial remains open to the public. Now, this memorial at Fort Adams State Park has more than 7,000 boots filled with flags and name placards. Now, they represent the lives of U.S. service members that were killed in action after 9/11 in the global war on terror. Let's send it back to meteorologist Skyler Spindler with your forecast on the 6th.
Well, we're starting out a little warm this morning, which is pretty nice because we were very warm yesterday, but today we're going to see a little bit of a difference in temperature. So we're sitting in those 60s right now, 64 in Norwood, it's 63 in Smithfield, it's 60 in Newport. So we even have some of these 60s along the Cape area. So we got 64 in Chatham this morning. Newport, like I said, 60 degrees. Winds are out of the northeast at about 13 miles an hour. But this cold front's moving through the area right now. So it's going to take a couple hours to get through our area. This is called a backdoor cold front because of the direction it's moving in, but it's going to drop those temperatures down a bit. So that means we're not going to see the warm up like we saw yesterday. So the temperatures we're sitting at now, we're not going to warm up too much from that as we head into the afternoon. So a lot of mid and upper 60s around the area, a few of us getting into the 70s. As you head back maybe towards the Cape or coastline, you'll be in those lower 60s. We're going to keep those winds around northeast 5 to 15 miles an hour with gusts up to 20 miles an hour. And here's a look at the coastal forecast. I know a lot of people have taken the week off. So if you may be heading out doing a little golf or heading out to do the beach, a little bit cooler today, or excuse me, for tomorrow and Wednesday, actually cooler for today as well. But by the time you get into Thursday, 74, so we start to warm back up. Water temperature still a little chilly, so we're still in those upper 50s. I'm going to have more details on the rain that's going to be moving into the forecast coming up here on the 6th.
All right, let's take a look outside at the Washington Bridge right now. Whether ABC 6 Skycam or cars on the road at this time. Let's take a look at some travel times for you. If you're traveling 195 westbound State Line to the 95 split, you're okay there, about 3 minutes. 24 northbound Fall River to Route 93 ticked up a little bit, about 30 minutes. Now to an ABC 6 News follow-up. A GoFundMe page is now set up to help the family of TJ May. Now, TJ May, he was one of the victims shot and killed in Johnston last week. The page has now raised more than $54,000, and police say May was killed by his neighbor in a dispute. His 15-year-old daughter was also shot, but survived. The suspect was shot and killed by police off 295 in Cranston. And it's 6:38, still to come on Good Morning Providence. A Florida woman charged with a DUI after plowing her car into a Venice Green Canal and almost hitting a child. What police are saying about how it all happened. You're watching Good Morning Providence with us on ABC 6. Sit tight. We'll be right back.
You Bet Your Life, weekdays at 4:30 on ABC 6.
Motorcycle accidents happen fast.
The car came out of nowhere.
Put me in a hospital. I called a lawyer that knows motorcycle law.
D'Oliveira and Associates.
They got me way more than I thought I'd get.
Problem solved.
Call D'Oliveira and Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
This may look like an action-adventure movie, but it's a Nissan sales event ad. Things are heating up. Good thing this Rogue has the most standard safety features in its class. Our competitors can't say that.
Get a low $299 per month lease on the 2023 Nissan Rogue.
Hurry. These epic offers won't last forever.
Save big during the Memorial Day mattress sale at Raymore and Flanigan. Get huge savings on top brands. Up to $500 off Tempur-Pedic, up to $400 off Beautyrest Black, up to $300 off Purple, and much more. Or finance your new mattress for as little as $15 a month with no deposit and no interest for 72 months. Mattresses are in stock and ready for free next day delivery and removal. Grab these deals while they last. The Memorial Day mattress sale is on now at Raymore and Flanigan.
This week on GMA, the Sharks are here for you. Mark, Robert, Barbara, Damon, with real strategies on how you can be successful and get the best deal with real estate.
Are you ready to swim with the Sharks?
Shark-proof your life on Good Morning America.
How powerful is Cox Internet? So powerful that one day you'll be able to transform this pile of plastic pieces into a superbot, which could transform you from just Julian's dad into Julian's hero. Introducing multi-gig speeds powered by fiber from Cox. It's internet built for tomorrow, today. The insurance companies know the name, the Oliveira & Associates.
Aggressive, powerful.
They got me almost $1 million.
A good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Call the Oliveira & Associates on the Hurt Line right now.
Let's take a live look at our preserve camera out in Richmond this morning. Such a beautiful look at the Memorial Day sunrise. Happy Monday to you. Let's get to national headlines this morning. All right, turning to Washington, in an 11th hour debt limit deal, President Joe Biden and House Speaker Kevin McCarthy are now urging Congress to push through their agreement to raise the debt ceiling. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
This morning, with the Treasury Secretary warning the nation could be 7 days away from defaulting on its debts. A new lap in the race to raise the debt ceiling is underway.
The Speaker and I made it clear from the start that the only way forward was a bipartisan agreement.
President Joe Biden urging Congress to pass the debt limit deal he brokered with House Speaker Kevin McCarthy. Both leaders forced to make concessions.
It doesn't get everything everybody wanted, but that's in divided government. That's where we end up.
The compromise would increase the country's $31 trillion debt ceiling through the 2024 presidential election and lock in new spending restraints. Sources tell ABC News the budget deal keeps most federal spending roughly flat next year, raising it by 1% in 2025. Defense spending would increase. The agreement includes new work requirements with time limits on how long some Americans up to age 54 can receive food assistance. Sources say the bill would also preserve Social Security, Medicaid, and veterans benefits. Congress members are reacting to the 99-page legislation released Sunday. Staunch conservatives like Virginia Republican Bob Good believe McCarthy gave up too much, writing, "No one claiming to be a conservative could justify a yes vote." Congressional Progressive Caucus Chair Pramila Jayapal on CNN.
And I think it is really unfortunate that the president opened the door to this.
Meantime, many Americans who rely on federal assistance, like this West Virginia single mom, worry Capitol Hill delays will cost her family.
There are other bills that either are going to go unpaid or we're not going to eat.
Congress members are due back to Capitol Hill beginning tomorrow from their holiday recess, with the House on track for a debt ceiling vote Wednesday and the Senate already bracing for potential votes Friday and into the weekend. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
6:43, a drive on a Central Florida beach ends with a woman under arrest. Now, investigators say she had too much to drink before winding up in the water over the weekend near Daytona. ABC's Jacqueline Lee has more.
A reckless driver on Smyrna Dunes.
A woman is charged with driving her vehicle up to 50 miles per hour on a Volusia County, Florida beach packed with holiday revelers, allegedly while under the influence. Police say she allegedly plowed her car into the water after almost hitting a child.
They kind of stopped us and they said that we almost
hit a child. I didn't think that we did.
In the moments after, body camera footage shows deputies interviewing 26-year-old Sarah Ramsamy of Orlando, who appears to admit she was behind the wheel.
We were just trying to turn around. We didn't think that we could do a U-turn around here, so we were just trying to keep going.
Authorities say Ramsamy sped down the dog-friendly beach in close proximity to families, their children, and pets. Vehicles are allowed on some parts of the beach.
And why am I going to jail?
Right now, I think you're driving under the influence.
Okay.
She was taken into custody, and officials say she had a blood alcohol level of .153.
The suspect is out on bond. She's facing multiple charges, including DUI and reckless driving. Jacqueline Lee, ABC News, New York.
And now, your ABC 6 Stormtracker meteorologist, Skyler Spindler.
We're looking outside and it is a beautiful morning. We got a lot of clear and sunny skies for the day, but we're going to be a little bit cooler. So right now we're pretty warm to start. So we're looking at some of these lower 60s around the area, 64 degrees in Norwood. It's 64 in Taunton. Even as we head out on the Cape area, we're looking at 64 degrees in Chatham, 62 in Hyannis. So not too bad for a morning start. And even for the Northeast, we got a lot of 80s. So 83 in Philly, 83 in Buffalo. We got a little bit of a cool pocket right here. That's that rain-cooled air from that low-pressure system that's been stuck over the Carolinas over the entire weekend. But for us, moving through the morning time and into the afternoon, we're going to stay a little bit cooler because this front is moving through right about now. That'll be making its way through the area. That's why those winds are starting to pick up a bit. But we'll keep those temperatures only a few degrees warmer than what we're seeing currently. So we'll keep our temperatures slightly cooler again for tomorrow, especially if we're comparing it to what we saw yesterday. But moving into these future winds. So again, we've got these northeast winds that will be moving in. We're mostly going to see about 15 miles an hour around the area. We'll have those gusts up to 20 miles an hour. You can kind of see here. They're going to be the heaviest this morning, and then they start to taper off later on this afternoon. And so we'll start to see those die down later on. So sunny today and slightly cooler. We'll keep you in the lower to mid 60s along the Cape and the coastline. And then moving further inland, we'll keep you a little bit warmer with that sunshine around. But for the marine forecast, a little bit cold if you're heading out on the water. 9:11 a.m. is the low tide. High tide comes in at 4:24. And then we're going to have those waves, swells at about 1 to 2 feet. Sunset's about 8:10 this evening. And the water temperature in Newport is 59 degrees. So allergy forecast still bothering us a bit. Oak, birch, and grass are our primary contributors to this. So today we're running a little bit in that medium to high range. Tomorrow we taper down a bit, and same for Wednesday. Thursday kind of start to rise back up, but at least for Friday with the spotty rain moving in, that's probably going to suppress a little bit, so it won't be so bad on Friday. So expect some spotty afternoon showers through Friday and into the evening hours. Again, like I said, very spotty, very scattered through the day, so not going to be a rain out or washout event. But for today and tomorrow, we're in the 70s. Wednesday, 80s, so we're starting to warm up. And then by Thursday and Friday, we really see those mid-80s warming up. And then by Saturday, because we have that rain that's moving through Friday night, on Saturday, we're not going to be as warm. So again, a little bit cooler after that rain-cooled air gets us through the area. And then we start to warm back up again.
Looking very summer-esque.
Yeah, feeling very summer-esque too. So if you took the week off, this was a great week to do that.
Great week to do that, yeah.
Today the winds will be a little breezy, but after today, if you're playing some golf or
hitting
anything,
golf,
you're doing anything like that. Go into a baseball game maybe.
Yeah.
The Sox are in town this week, all week long. So
absolutely, baseball season, of course.
It'll be a great time to get outdoors and enjoy a game.
Yep, absolutely. Let's talk about the big game tonight. Let's talk about the Celtics. In the playoffs, Celtics going for NBA history. They're trying to become the first team in NBA history to win a series after going down 3-0. Now, teams that go up 3-0 in a best of 7 are 150-0 all time in that situation. That stat is wild. Now, the Celtics are the first team to play Game 7 at home after going down 3-0 in a series. Now, of course, this all brings back memories of the Red Sox improbable comeback against the Yankees in the 2004 ALCS. Game 7 at TD Garden on the parquet tips off tonight at 8:30. Go Celtics. And Elizabeth Holmes is scheduled to begin her prison sentence tomorrow for defrauding investors. ABC's Ariel Reshef has the details in today's GMA First Look.
In this morning's GMA First Look, Elizabeth Holmes' last day of freedom.
The Theranos founder set to report to this now infamous minimum security prison in Bryan, Texas, to begin serving her 11-plus-year sentence after multiple failed last-ditch legal efforts.
No matter how confident a person may be or how prepared they are for a prison sentence, no one can be prepared for what Elizabeth Holmes is in for on Tuesday.
Holmes claimed her Theranos technology could run hundreds of health tests with just a few drops of blood, but that was a lie, and she was convicted of 4 counts of fraud and conspiracy in January 2022.
Ms. Holmes is going to have a very mundane life.
All the details coming up at 7 a.m. With your GMA First Look, I'm Ariel Reshef, ABC News, New York.
We'll be back with a look at your news on the go. Plus, Skyler's coming back with your on the go forecast. You're watching Good Morning Providence on ABC 6.
This week on GMA, the Sharks are here for you. Mark, Robert, Barbara, Damon, with real strategies on how you can be successful and get the best deal with real estate.
Are you ready to swim with the Sharks?
Shark-proof your life on Good Morning America.
Call the Car Wreck Pro at 1-800-LAW-1222. I'm attorney Rob Levine, the heavy hitter.
The McDonald's breakfast bagel sandwich. A fluffy egg, 2 slices of cheese, plus your choice of a steak patty, bacon, or sausage, all in a toasted bagel. Enjoy yours today.
We're reinventing our network
for total confidence and complete control.
Fast, reliable, perfectly orchestrated. The United States Postal Service.
I started screening for colon cancer because of my late husband, Jay. I wish he could have seen our daughter Ellie get married on the best day of her life. But colon cancer took him from us, like it's taken so many others. That's why I've made it my mission to talk about getting screened and ask people to share their reasons why.
I screen for my growing family. Being with them means everything to me.
I screen for my girls. They're always surprising me.
I screen for my son. I'm his biggest fan.
If you're 45 or older and at average risk, it's time to screen. Today, there are more screening options than ever before, including Cologuard.
Cologuard is non-invasive and finds 92% of colon cancers, even in early stages. It's not for those at high risk. False positive and negative results may occur. Ask your provider if Cologuard is right for you.
Everyone has a reason to screen for colon cancer. If you're 45 or older, get started at missiontoscreen.com.
Liberty Mutual customizes your car insurance so you only pay for what you need. With the money you saved, we tried electric unicycles.
I think I got it.
Doggy paddle, only pay for what you need.
Liberty, 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 liberty.
The McDonald's breakfast bagel sandwich. A fluffy egg, 2 slices of cheese, plus your choice of a steak patty, bacon, or sausage, all in a toasted bagel. Enjoy yours today.
Welcome back. It's 6:53. Time for your news on the go. All your headlines, weather, and traffic. Lincoln firefighters responded to a home on Great Road to find flames shooting from the roof. Now, the fire started just after 2 this morning. Fire officials tell us that the home is a total loss. Thankfully, nobody was inside when the fire started. The state fire marshal will investigate the cause and will bring you updates as we get them on air and on abc6.com. Some 50 people are without a home after a fire in Johnston. It happened yesterday afternoon at the Simmons Village Apartments on Simmonsville Ave. The fire department says the Red Cross was called to help the 45 to 50 residents displaced. It's started around 3 o'clock, and as you can see, it quickly enveloped part of that apartment complex. Firefighters had to help people evacuate because the elevators weren't working. Now, the apartments are for the elderly and disabled. 4 people went to the hospital with minor injuries, and one of them was a firefighter. The state fire marshal was on scene investigating the cause. And ahead of Memorial Day, we caught up with Rhode Island Senator Jack Reed, an Army vet and the chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee, about what this day means to him.
Well, this holiday is about those who served but never returned. Those young men and women who gave their lives so that we can enjoy the benefits of freedom, the rights that we hold and cherish. And it's also for their families, because no soldier, sailor, Marine, airman, guardian serves alone. The family serves with them. So we stop for a moment and we understand the incredible cost that has been paid by others for our freedom, our success, and our opportunity.
Senator Reed encouraged families to visit one of the many Memorial Day ceremonies around the state today. And in Newport, the Boots on the Ground for Heroes Memorial, that remains open to the public. This memorial at Fort Adams State Park has more than 7,000 boots filled with flags and name placards. And they represent the lives of U.S. service members that were killed in action after 9/11 in the global war on terror. Before you head out the door, let's take a look at the roads with our ABC 6 Skycam. What a nice shot right there, looking beautiful. And let's take a look at some travel times for you. If you're traveling 95 northbound, Attleboro to Canton, still the same, about 16 minutes right there. And let's send it over to meteorologist Skyler Spindler for a last look of the forecast.
Well, if you are doing anything today, we're pretty warm right now, but we do have this backdoor cold front that's making its way through the area, and that's just going to keep our temperatures a little bit cooler today than what we saw yesterday. So that front's trying to push through now. It'll take a couple hours for it to get through, but mostly we're looking at about those mid to upper 60s for the area. We'll keep the Cape and the coastline slightly cooler. Winds will be out of the northeast, about 15 to 20 miles an hour, because we'll have those wind gusts through the morning and afternoon time. So out on the Cape area, we're looking at those lower 60s as we get into the 10 a.m. time. And you see, we don't really warm up a whole lot just because that front that does move through the area. So by the time we get to Friday, we do have some scattered showers moving into the area. So expect us to get those afternoon scattered spot showers here and there throughout the Friday afternoon and evening hours. So for today, tomorrow, we're in the 70s. For Wednesday, moving back up into the 80s. We'll be in the mid 80s Thursday and Friday, and then a little bit cooler for Saturday and Sunday.
Thanks, Skyler. That's all for now. Good Morning America is coming up next. Be sure to join us for ABC 6 News at Noon. For the latest news, traffic, and weather anytime, abc6.com is always on. We hope you're having a great start to your week. We'll see you back here tomorrow.
You Bet Your Life, weekdays at 4:30 on ABC 6.
Hi, I'm ABC 6 News anchor Tiffany Murphy. I know how hectic life can be, so give us 11 minutes at 11 o'clock, and we'll give you tonight's breaking headlines, updates on today's top stories. 11 minutes of non-stop commercial-free news and weather. Everything you need to know to get ready for tomorrow. Join me for 11 at 11, only on ABC 6.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Non-drowsy Claritin D knocks out your worst allergy symptoms, including nasal congestion, without knocking you out. Feel the clarity and make today the most wonderful time of the year. Claritin D.
When you use the finest quality materials, beautiful takes on a whole new meaning. Outdoor Living Materials is proud to provide its customers with the very best by carrying Keystone Hardscapes. Keystone Hardscapes is the premier hardscape solution for pavers, walls, and more. If you've dreamed of a breathtaking landscaped backyard that will continue to look beautiful year after year, rely on Keystone's trusted wall solutions, patio stones, and outdoor living elements to make your dream a reality.
It's your dry skin. Every day we lose ceramides I need to seal in moisture. CeraVe delivers 3 essential ceramides to help restore my barrier so I can lock in moisture, feel hydrated, and look healthy. CeraVe Facial Moisturizing Lotions.
Stay tuned for Good Morning America, starting in 60 seconds, with the nation's top headlines and news from around the world, live from Times Square in New York.
In ICU, I'm still trying to figure out, people are telling me that I've had a baby, that I'm married. He sat down beside me and he talked to me as if I should know who he was, and I thought he was a doctor. And he said that he was my husband and that we had had a child together, and I didn't remember any of this. So I was completely confused what was going on.
On the 700 Club, Monday at 9 a.m.
I'm Stormtracker Chief Meteorologist Jeff Banton. I've been all over the Northeast tracking weather my entire weather career, from New York to Philly to right here in southern New England. And I've tracked all different types of weather: blizzards, hurricanes, even tornadoes. And you never really know how important weather is until it can affect you and your community. And that's why I come in, and I'm here to do the best job I can to give you the most accurate local forecast and keep